Tarry with me for a few minutes on the subject fire in the bones. Fire in the bones. Fire in the bones. My mother recently taught me a new word or saying that I believe she said she learned from Supervisor Vivian Anderson. The word is a mell of a hess. It's a polite way of saying we're in a hell of a mess. Ordinands and church family, much like the times when Jeremiah was called to prophesy, we find ourselves in a mell of a hess. As the legacy of Richard Allen and Morris Brown and Daniel Payne and Jarena Lee and countless unnamed women and men who have been working since 1787 to look after the sick, the poor, the widowed, the orphaned, and those pushed to the margins. As those who show up knowing that our mission is to minister to the spiritual, intellectual, physical, emotional, and environmental needs of not just some people, but all people, whether they are African or African, whether they are speaking English or whether they are speaking Spanish, to minister to the needs of all people by spreading Christ's liberating gospel through word and deed, and those of us who are sent to engage in carrying out the spirit of the free African society out of which the AME Church evolved, I submit to you today that our job just got much more difficult. The only way we are going to make it through this season is with the fire shut up in our bones. In a time of apathy and apostasy, when people are sleepwalking through destruction, Jeremiah had no choice but to preach what saith the Lord. Unlike the priests who were able to just say anything that would please the president and the people's ears, unlike the people whose ears were stopped up and eyes were blinded to the truth about what was happening around them, unlike the people who believed that shutting down the Department of Justice and the Department of Education and the Department of Health and the Department of the Treasury and the FAA would be a good thing for America, I mean America. Unlike the people who thought it would be good to release the people who shot police and threatened them and killed them and destroyed them in an insurrection after they lost an election. Unlike the people who thought it would be good to give them the keys to the building and the power to just go in with their little untrained, unqualified, undiverse people. Unlike the people who thought it was appropriate to cut off all U.S. aid to people starving all over the world. The people who thought it was a great idea to shut down 6 AME clinics in Haiti, leaving 200 AME employees sitting at home watching people starve and suffer while they have hands to help and food is waiting for them right around the corner. Unlike the people who think it's a good idea to turn Gaza into a beachfront property when people from the whole history that we have known have been arguing about this land. Unlike them, Jeremiah had no choice but to preach what saith the Lord. Y'all, there were a whole bunch of preachers who had a choice. They was going around telling everybody, oh, it's going to be all right. Everything is going to be all right. Everything is already all right. Everything is fine. It's just fine. Just go back to sleep. Just trust in the Lord and wait for by and by. The sweet by and by is coming. Just go back to sleep and sing sweet Jesus songs. Just go. There was a bunch of preachers at the same time as Jeremiah was preaching. They were saying the same thing. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord, plans to give you a future, plans to give you a hope and a future. Good plans. But Jeremiah said, yeah, but that's going to be 70 years. Make yourself comfortable in exile, beloved. Babylon is going to run things for a while. Y'all, all Jeremiah could say is